Hello, everyone. It's Charlton. Please subscribe to my channel and tap the notification bell. I'd appreciate it majorly. So, Joshua Brown, the one of the star witnesses in the Amber Guyger trial, who was murdered on Friday night, shot and killed Friday night outside of his apartment complex. I guess in the parking area. I don't believe it was a parking garage. There's been three suspects have been arrested, and our arrest warrants for capital murder have been issued. So two of the individuals are pictured right there: Thaddeus Green and Michael Mitchell. A third individual, Wakarius Mitchell, has also been, is in custody, and an arrest warrant for capital murder is being issued against him as well. So I don't know why exactly in this article from the Fort Worth Star-Telegram that basically in the beginning it states, and here's a press conference with I think this is the Dallas Assistant Police Chief Avery Moore. I didn't listen to the entire press conference, just portions of it. But I'm fairly certain I got that right. In the beginning of this article, it only states the capital murder arrest warrants have been issued for two suspects, Michael Mitchell and Thaddeus Green. The person's pictured behind him and also pictured there, but later in the article indicates that the third suspect, who is in custody and who was shot and injured that evening and was taken to the hospital, an arrest warrant for capital murder has been issued against him as well. And the account of what happened that night, I believe they're taking from Wakarius Mitchell, and it states in this article that Wakarius Mitchell is related to Michael Mitchell. I'm assuming they're brothers. And actually, I would assume that would play a factor in how he formulated the story, because it doesn't totally make a whole lot of sense. So, but three individuals, I don't even know, this is second attempt. This was a drug deal gone bad, according to the Dallas Assistant Police Chief Avery Moore. And these three individuals, Thaddeus Green, Michael Mitchell, and Wakarius Mitchell, are all from Alexandria, Louisiana. And according to Wakarius Mitchell, Thaddeus Green is the person who had basically set this up. I think he had first contacted Joshua Brown by phone. I think at some point, I'll get to his version of events of what happened that night. The Dallas Police Department verified some of the things that this individual who's in custody and is at the hospital. I don't know if he's been released from the hospital and he's totally in custody now. Wakarius Mitchell gave them information that, basically led them to search Joshua Brown's apartment, and they found, considerable amount of drugs and cash. Acting on tips received during the homicide investigation, Moore said 12 pounds of marijuana and more than 140 THC cartridges and more than $4,000 in cash were seized from Brown's apartment during the investigation. Wakarius Mitchell provided these details to the Dallas detectives that follow. And so I'm not sure how, they searched his apartment, Joshua Brown's, and found that. So that basically backed up the story that this was a drug deal gone bad. Anyway, so according to Wakarius Mitchell, who again is brothers with this person, they go to the apartment complex, and first Thaddeus Green gets out of their vehicle to meet and talk with Joshua Brown. Both Michael Mitchell and Wakarius Mitchell remain in the vehicle. Michael Mitchell is the driver of their vehicle. According to Wakarius Mitchell, Thaddeus Green and Joshua Brown get into an argument that becomes physical, and Wakarius Mitchell gets out of the vehicle to approach the situation. And according to Wakarius Mitchell, Joshua Brown tells him to get back into his car and shoots him in the chest. And then he states that he got into his car after having just gotten shot in the chest. And I think laying down in the back seat of the vehicle, or in the vehicle, he heard two more shots, and it's at that point that, according to him, I guess those two shots were Thaddeus Green shooting and killing Joshua Brown. And then they later took him to a hospital. I'll read through exactly his account, but it doesn't I don't know. It seems like, I don't know if these two individuals are cooperating with authorities and what their version of events is, but it seems as though it's a little off, the story. So, according to Wakirius Mitchell, Green contacted Brown about a drug deal, and his two companions traveled with him from Alexandria, Louisiana, to meet Brown, police said. When they arrived at Brown's apartment complex, Thaddeus Green got out of a car and talked briefly with Brown before there was a physical altercation. Wakirius Mitchell gets out of the vehicle, but Joshua Brown orders him back in the car and shoots him in the chest. Moore said. That's the assistant police chief. As Wakirius Mitchell is lying in the vehicle, he hears two gunshots. Thaddeus Green is accused of shooting Joshua Brown, then taking Brown's backpack and gun. Green jumped into the car, which was driven by Michael Mitchell, Dallas police said. Michael Mitchell dropped Green off at an unknown location, then took Wakirius Mitchell to the Promise Hospital of Dallas. Wakirius Mitchell was later taken to Parkland Memorial Hospital, which is where I believe Joshua Brown was taken, and died at that hospital. A capital murder warrant also was issued Tuesday for Wakirius Mitchell, who is in custody. Following Brown's killings, rumors had circulated that Dallas police may have been involved in the homicide because Brown testified against Amber Guyger, a fellow officer who was a former fellow officer, Dallas police officer. The rumors are not true, Moore said in his news conference. The rumors shared by community leaders that Mr. Brown's death was related to the Amber Guyger trial, and that DPD was responsible are false, the Dallas Police Department tweeted Tuesday. We encourage those leaders to be mindful because their words may jeopardize the integrity of the city of Dallas and DPD. That's the story there, man. That is the story there. And that's it, man. That is it. Thanks for watching my videos. Please subscribe to my channel. Give me a like down below. And I'll see you in the next video. Later, man.